What's up? I decided to make a little mini podcast, mini episode, just because I have some studio time and I'm currently uploading a couple videos on my computer that are going to take about an hour or two. Am I going to stretch this video an hour? Probably not. But just some time to go ahead and, talk to you guys. Post on YouTube because, yeah, it's just, I need to post. And what I wanted to get into today, or, with the time I have right now, you'll be okay. You'll be fine. That's the title of it, Like, you will be fine. You will be okay. Let me get to my point. For about maybe like 3 weeks, I've been having this cycle of just, I don't know what it is, depression or laziness or whatever, right? And somehow, when you have those bad weeks, which every day it just seems to get worse, right? Like, this isn't gonna work out, this isn't working out, this happens, this and that. Like, that was me for about 3 weeks. And it's still kind of happening, but we'll get to that later. We all have those periods where it's just it's just going down, right? Like, everything is just fucking hitting us. Left hook, right hook, whatever. And it feels like you just want to stop. You just want to kind of stop doing what you're doing and give in to that idea in your head that's like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to keep pursuing a certain thing because for these past few days, these moments, these inconveniences, they've been giving you proof that, no, maybe it's not going to work out. Maybe you're not going to be okay, right? And that's exactly what I had in my head, right? I was contemplating to just, you know what? I'm going to sell my camera, sell my computer. I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing, building what I'm building, because I just feel like total ass. I feel like shit. Think about how I just use that word a lot, right? I feel like it's not going to work out and I'm not going to be okay. Somehow, some way, I end up being just fine. I'm alive. Still getting money, right? I'm still able to eat food and function and think and wake up, like, just the normal things you don't think about when you're going through all that stuff. But you end up being fine. You end up being okay. And all those thoughts and all those moments of doubt and sadness or depression or those feelings that just come and when they come, it's like a big it's an impact, right? In your whole body, not just your mind. You just feel terrible. Ultimately, they didn't matter. They weren't real because you ended up being fine. Even though in your head, you're like, nah, I'm dead. I died. You're fine. I'm fine. He's fine. Right? But also, I know that there's certain moments where we could take a certain path, right? We keep going deeper and deeper into a space where it's very dark, right? Because then you could ask, well, what about the people that don't end up fine, right? You could ask, what about when it's just they do die, right? And I'm just ranting, right? I'm just going with the flow. So don't really read into everything I'm saying because I'm just making sure my files get into my computer and I just want to talk because I don't think I've been outside for a bit. So I've been inside and it's been kind of unhealthy. But what I'm saying is that we could take a path that takes us to a deeper darkness. And, some people don't get out. And I have moments where I felt like I couldn't get out, right? And, that could probably lead to an attempt of something. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm saying. And, that's terrible. And I try to understand how people get to that point. Like, do we really consciously choose these paths, or is it just up to whatever was in store for you? Like, were you born to actually handle this? And what I think, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a 20-year-old thinking, okay? But what I believe is, I believe you do have the option. I believe you do have the ability to choose a path that gives you the best outcome, right? I believe that in the path of darkness, when we choose to go deeper, right? And we're getting to that point where it's kind of too much. It's when we stop trying that ultimately kind of puts us in a bad space. I think for those 2 weeks, for those 3 weeks, it should have been actually one. Because for that first week, I did feel like total shit. And the work I was producing was being shit. And it was just more proof that I'm not good at what I do. And for the second week, I had the option to change my routine around. Wake up a little earlier, drink more water, eat food, which I was not doing. Good food. And instead, I stopped. I stopped trying because I felt as if I needed a break from everything. I had no energy. I did have energy, but I felt like if I would waste my energy in trying to better myself, then I would feel more tired than I actually was feeling. And I was wrong. It just made it 10 times worse. And it made that period of feeling like total shit much longer than it had to be. And like I pointed out in the beginning, you're going to be fine. I'm fine. I'm back into a point where it's getting my momentum back and stuff like that. But I always ask why I have these periods of just, I don't know, darkness. I'll call them darkness. These periods of darkness. And they come very randomly. I don't suspect them, you know? Like they just come and I'm just like, pause, but they just arrive at random places and I'm just, I can't catch them, you know? Like it's very hard for me to really know exactly how to counter those moments, right? Excuse me. They just happen. But I realize is that you can't really stop trying. Like every day has to be done on purpose, right? I think for the longest I lived no, I mean till now. I still do it a lot. I live my day to day by just flowing. I don't usually I don't really intend my days. I have a schedule and I have particular people see every day or day to day and work I do day to day, but I don't wake up in the morning knowing exactly how my day will go. I just wake up. If I'm feeling like I want to eat, I'll eat. If I don't eat. And whatever schedule I have, yeah, that's intent. But the rest of the day, I just get on my phone or I'll go on Netflix and then I end up just kind of drifting to the wind. And I believe that's what started my 3 week darkness. And kind of sucked. Because prior to those 3 weeks, I was going on a road. I was talking with people. I was making money. I was growing with connections. I felt confident, you know? And I mean, as a business guy, what more do you need? But yeah, it's really really knowing exactly what you want and doing it and practicing it and planning it and being attentive with your day. Yeah. I'm going to upload something real quick. So please. Shoo. I'm just kidding. But yeah. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy, if you ask me. But you didn't ask. All right. Now just gotta wait until these upload. And I got 2 more other ones to upload. But yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I'm terrible. What do you want? What do you actually want? People say, I want money. I want cars. I want girls. What do you want? Write it down, Write it down. Print out a little, cut out paper magazine of it and just fucking plaster it on the wall. Like, what do you actually want? So I've noticed that my wants, they change every week. Currently, I don't know what I want. There's a couple of things I know that I want that I'm pretty sure everyone wants is financial stability, right? And, a thriving business. Who wouldn't want that? I guess not in business people, but as a business person, I want a thriving business, But it's like sometimes I forget that once I wake up, I'm getting another opportunity to do something towards a goal, right? And some days I remember and some days I'm just quick to forget. And those are the days. Those are the moments. Those are the weeks and months that just feel like, why am I doing this for? Why am I suffering for this? Why am I constantly sacrificing things for a goal that I don't know what I'm trying, a goal that I'm not aware of or that I don't know much about. It's just like I'm just following a path, a road blindly, thinking that hopefully at the end of the road, I am going to be satisfied with what I find or with what I get, right? No, man. As I talked to Francisco, one of my clients, it's actually where I'm at right now, the studio of giving business soul. I'm not a very soul person. I don't, I'm open-minded, right? And that's why I'm here, learning from him and of course filming his podcast. But I was never the type of person to look inner, right? Frankly, I think I'm a little narcissistic because in my youth, I grew up thinking I was perfect. Like I'm a perfect human being. The way I am, the way I act, the way I approach situations and I talk to people. I thought I was perfect. Let me give you a little example. There's a lady who got out of her car and she just started fucking yelling, right, at whoever. And it was by like this bus stop by my school. She was just fucking yelling like, wow, 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 wow. And in my head, I'm like, wow, I would never do that. I would never bring up conflict like that. I would never just start yelling at people for no reason. Like I don't want to be an asshole, and I'm not an asshole. You know why? Because I'm fucking perfect. I'm the perfect human being. I'm not. And what I like about business is that it exposes you to your flaws. And there's no other way to get better at business than actually confronting them. Turns out I don't know how to talk. Well, in the beginning, I couldn't speak. I had a lot of anxiety speaking with people, which I didn't know until I started speaking with people. And I was very unorganized. And I was very, very emotional when it came to business, which business is it could be emotional, of course, but most of it is, when they say business, it's just business, right? Don't take it personal. It's business. So, yeah, like, I never took the time to actually go deep in my soul and figure out, like, who am I? Like, what am I doing? What are my strengths? What am I here to do exactly? There's a book that Francisco let me borrow. It's actually in my bag over there, but it's called Loyalty to Your Soul, right? And it explains the concept of you are not you, as in you're not a human being. You're a soul. You're a soul having a human experience, right? And when you see it through that lens, it's like, okay, now what? Right? Like, at first I didn't know what it meant, but in essence, it's like, okay, I came into this world as a soul, and my body, right? This human body is now my vehicle. Now, this human body has flaws. First of all, I'm not 6 foot. Fuck. Second of all, what else? I don't know. I don't have thick hair. Damn. Flaw. Just kidding. But just stuff like that. Human beings are not perfect. We all know this, right? Perfect doesn't exist because we're not perfect and we're human beings and we do mistakes and we sin. We're not perfect. And since our soul is using this body as a vehicle, we can't be perfect. We're going to fuck up. We're going to feel things that the human experience brings into your soul, right? Depression and success and sadness and greatness and happiness and this and that. It's all part of the human experience. It's just an experience, right? Well, don't beat yourself up. It's normal. When you feel depressed, it's normal. When you feel sad, it's normal. It's part of the experience, right? As it talks in the book. And when I was reading that concept, at first I was like, whoa, that sounds fucking stupid, right? But then I really thought about it and I was like, okay. I have been beating myself up for years because I thought I was perfect and now I've realized that I'm imperfect, right? But I had this goal that I was chasing since I was very young, that I needed to be perfect and that I am perfect. And that would just cause a lot of you could say confusion. Like I was confused on what I actually am and who I am and what I do, right? And, with me, I just never really had a way to word my thoughts right. So, like, imagine your life purpose was to be perfect, right? To be absolutely perfect in everything you do. And that one time, you get one time where you come second place, or you fuck up on a test, or in my example, you deleted a file on accident and you couldn't retrieve it and you paid a software. you got a software and it didn't work and I paid for it and I lost money, right? When those things happen and your whole identity is to be perfect, holy shit. It just rocks your world. It's like, fuck. I'm a lie. Yes, my stomach growled because I'm hungry. Oh my Lord. I'm a fraud in my head. And, you shouldn't be thinking like that. I shouldn't be thinking like that. Like, it's very hard for me to take compliments. And I see it with everyone too. Like, most of my friends can't take a compliment. And I understand, like, people tell me, like, oh, Jerry, you're very hardworking. Jerry, you're doing this. You're doing that. Like, this is great. Like, you're doing great. And, of course, I'm not going to be rude. I'm just like, you know what? I appreciate that. Thank you. And, I always try to ask about their lives and everything. But inside, it's like, bro, I don't believe any of this. Like, how can you tell me you're proud of me when I'm not perfect? How can you tell me I'm doing great, but I'm not perfect? So, that's just an identity that I just want to kill, demolish, dissolve. My stomach. Slowly working towards it. Because this world is very imperfect. So there's no way I can be perfect. But I will always try to do my best, as should you. How you do something is how you do everything. So. Yeah. I mean, just to go over my points, because I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to just finish getting this down, and then I don't want to upload like an hour-long video because you guys need to do something else than just watch YouTube. You're going to be fine. Anything you're going through, anything that has happened will pass. And you're going to realize that all that worrying and doubt and anxiety and being anxious and all those fucking feelings that you have is normal. It's an experience. And you're going to be fine. As long as you don't stop trying. Don't stop trying. Try. Try your very best in anything you do. I don't care if it's fucking sleep. I don't care if it's eating. I don't even care if it's fucking clipping your nails, right? Just do your best in everything you do. Somehow, it just makes you feel good. I don't know why. Don't ask me for the math. It just feels good to do your best. But I'm going to wrap it up here. I appreciate anybody who stuck around to the entirety of this episode. Will I be uploading more episodes like this? Depending on if I'm back on this studio, because it is fucking awesome. And I have all this equipment at my disposal. So if I ever do get a chance to come back here and just film little episodes like this, maybe I can bring someone else, because this is second stand right there. And yeah, we could just chop it up. But I appreciate your time. I appreciate the support. And I appreciate you doing your best. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And as long as you keep, poking at the cow, I think eventually things will turn around. And, just how life works. We have our ups, we have our downs. Dark and the light, the yin and yang. You need to be depressed sometimes in order to be happy, unfortunately. So, yeah. Comment down below if you want more of this shit, because I'll do it. And also comment the letter J if you stuck around till this point. All right? J. And if you comment J, I have a surprise for you. All right? Big one. But I'm going to wrap it up here. I appreciate, again, your time. And, go be great. Later.